Ready.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Hope you all had a great Labor Day weekend. And here we're back to the work week. And if we can remember, today is Wednesday. I know it feels like Tuesday. But I am Paula Newcomb. I am the Northeast Regional Coordinator here at the Indiana State Library. And with me here today, watching the chat box, I have Kim Brown-Harden. She is the Northwest Regional Coordinator.
Good morning.
So we'll keep an eye on the chat box, see if you have any questions, and we'll try to address them as we go along. And let me share my screen just a second. All right, we're getting there. We've changed things a little bit, so there we go. Okay. Hello again, this is Paula Newcomb, and we're going to start in on Inspire Indiana. And you see the URL is there, www.inspire.in.gov. So today we're going to start off with something new. I have not done this before, so I'm hoping this will work. Just a couple quick polls here in the beginning. So what is your job is the first one. We'll just get a quick ranking of who all is here today. And we're going to try to pull that over so you can see it. And let's see. Oh, is there a way to make that bigger? Can we just pull it maybe? There we go. And I assume now, and then we've got a broadcast. So we're just seeing who else here today. We have some academic and a lot of public. I know teachers that have a hard time getting away, also school media specialists, and other. Okay, great. Thanks so much. Well, now we'll get our next poll coming up. And it's how often do you use Inspire? Then we're just trying to get that a little bit bigger. Hopefully you can see it on the screen. Maybe we'll just pull that again. Okay, there we go. And as you already can figure out, you can just click on your answers. So far, we're like, use it a few times is in the lead. And I rarely or never use Inspire. And we've got a lot of regularly. Cool. All right, that helps. It looks like a good mixture of answers there. So hopefully after today we'll learn a few new databases that you might not know about or kind of refine what you already know about Inspire. So today what we're going to cover, just basically what is Inspire. We're going to talk about the Inspire Discovery Search. And that was, we started that last year. We kind of changed the look of Inspire. And also highlight some specific databases and also introduce a few of the new ones. Actually, we got a lot of new ones this year. So what kind of information is available on Inspire? Just to remember, it's not Google. And that's also a good thing to tell your patrons. Sometimes when you're trying to show them how to use Inspire, they'll say, especially school-age students, I can't use that, it's the internet. Well, not really. It's got a lot of information on it, as you can see, magazine articles, journal articles, images and almanacs, also pamphlets. We've got an encyclopedia on there. So it has a lot of research information on there that's not just the internet. It is actually a lot of reputable information. Also, what kind of information, I think I replicated a question, sorry, or my words here. Who can actually get onto Inspire? It's actually available for all Indiana residents who have internet access, and they could do that at home, school, or their library, and also their place of business. And lastly, how much does it cost to use Inspire? It doesn't cost. It is provided at no cost to all the residents of Indiana. So that's just a brief information about Inspire. And this is a picture of what it looks like now. We've got, we'll go over this more in detail about the green ribbon at the top. Also in the middle, this is this discovery search. Again, it's not Google. It's similar to Google. It looks like Google, but it's not. And we'll also talk about these databases here in the middle, the databases A to Z, what these both do, and also these ones in the middle. These are pulled out because they really don't work very well with the search here in the middle. So we'll also talk about those as well. And also a new thing we're highlighting, we just got Rosetta Stone. So in a few more slides, I'll talk about that more in depth as well. Now this gives you just a little snapshot just to show you how Inspire is put together. We've got on this side a lot of EBSCO databases, and this is actually what it looked like last year back in 2015, December. So EBSCO here, and I know it's kind of hard to read, but I'll send out the recording afterwards so you can see it again if you need it. And also, I think it's on SlideShare on Indiana State Library SlideShare. And we also have Gale products on this side, and some things that we've made here at the Indiana State Library, and as well as some other. Something good just to think about when you're using Inspire, there's a lot of features that you can do for free. You just need to sign up with have a username and a password. And we've got Gale products that work well with Google Drive and now actually Microsoft as well. So you can actually either get a Microsoft account or a Google Drive account. And you might think of using that for all these products. So again, I'll get into that a little bit more in depth later on in our webinar. So what happened this year, 25 new databases were added to EBSCO. So the next screenshot will show you. These are all the ones that are on EBSCO. All these different ones, the little ones. I know it gets hard to see with the asterisks. I'm going to actually cover that in the next few slides, some of these, what the titles are. So here are some of the things that are new to Inspire. We've got a lot of things from H.W. Wilson. So the literature indexes, film and television, you've got humanities, a lot of different things. McGill Online. Next slide, I'll show you. There's some more things as well. Play Index. Points of View. That's a really good one for pro-con issues. Read It is a nice one that I think is for people that maybe need a little extra help reading, maybe good for your ESL students or adults. And other things in other languages, Referencia Latina, I'm probably not saying that quite right. Again, Rosetta Stone, short story index, all kinds of information. So a little bit more on Rosetta Stone. We have level 1 access for Rosetta Stone. We've got about 30 different languages, and also of note, it is just for individual use and not for the K through 12 classroom use. And just as an extra for in September and actually also a little in October, I think a couple sessions, we've got webinars that are free to, that you're free to take. A lot of them are at 10 or at 2, so they're on a lot of different various days. So if you go to our webpage at www.in.gov/library, you just have to then click on Services for Libraries, Continuing Education, and then the calendar, and you'll see all of the different webinars that you can take. Okay, and then a few changes that they made on our, if you were familiar with the way it was set up before, we don't now have the DIY section, but it's changed. They put it under STEAM, which used to be Science and Tech. And now we have also a new World Languages section, and Business Source Premier has been upgraded to Business Source Complete. Again, it probably doesn't make a lot of sense right now to you. We'll actually show you that in a few minutes, so it makes more sense where these things are. And also some things did leave Inspire from Gale, the Health Reference Center, and also from EBSCO. EBSCO took away the Kid Search, Searchosaurus, and the Student Research Center, but they replaced it by 3 different ones, EBSCO called Explora. And again, I'll show you that as well. And just another thing of note to think about, I know I've seen some different webinars, people want to know how to make it a little bit easier to get to some of these databases. If you know that you use a certain database a lot, you might do this. You might try to hover over the database name and then right click on the link, and then you could copy the shortcut and put it on your either your desktop or put it on your web page. just so you can have an easier access to that database that you used. So just a little handy hint there. Okay, so now let me switch over to a live look of Inspire. Pardon me just one moment. Okay, so this is Inspire. It's got different things on the top. The new search, if you're working in Inspire, you can click on that and it'll get you a new search box. Links to the Indiana State Library directly. Publication title search, I'll show you how that works in a little bit. Also a little bit about Inspire, also WorldCat link there as well. This is the sign-in that is really important. If your students or yourself want to save articles, you can sign in and save them in your folders. There's preferences where you can save, let me click on that right now actually. You can change how you do your searching or what it looks like. If you want a different kind of layout, you can do all kinds of different defaults on that. And I believe you'd have to be, might have to be signed in to be able to save those changes. Also language, you can search in a lot of different languages. And if you need help, you can click on the Ask the Librarian, which takes you directly to the Indiana State Library page, and you could do it various ways. So it brings you to the help desk for Inspire as well. So if you ever need help or your patrons need help, you can click on that. You can also chat, do live chat, or also submit a question. And then the live chat has the hours down below. So just some different ways you can get help. Also, there's another tab under Need Help. This one's more for Inspire. Shows you some of the frequently asked questions. Also, if you're having trouble, sometimes if you're having trouble getting into Inspire, it knows that you are an Indiana resident by your IP address. So, but if you do have trouble, sometimes the counties around the border of Indiana do have problems. Say, it might think you're actually using an internet from, say, if you live in Northwest Indiana, it might think you're actually in Chicago. If you're in the South East, it might think you're in Cincinnati. So there's also information on here to tell you how to get into it. Let me keep going down. There is, like, yeah, under support. But yeah, there's all kinds of information here to help you if you need help. So again, this is the search place where you put your general search in, and also there are databases here. This is where you can actually right-click on the URL, and you can copy that link address, and I'll just bring up another tab here, and then paste it in, and you get right to that database. Give it some time. It's being a little slow on my end.
The computer also thinks it's Tuesday.
Yeah, the computer also thinks it's Tuesday. There it goes. So yeah, it got me right into the academic search Premier. Let's just back up. So if you just want to see what is all included in Inspire, this is where to go. And it gives you a little bit of information about each of the databases. Also, you can do databases by subject, and this is really nice. They've changed this around a little bit, so you can, they have them clustered by big topics here. So good things for student search for K through 6, also high school, 6 through 12. And also there's See More here as well, so you can see the entire list that's under the different topics. So let me back up again. And then again, here are the ones that are in the middle that don't really work too well with the discovery search. So let's just start out, and I'm going to start doing a question. So let's see. Just want to show if how recent, let's see. I couldn't really think of a major recent topic to look at, but so the Brazil Olympics I typed in, just to show you what all it does. Here on the side we've got news wires. This, I've even seen things that have been an hour or two ago be over here on the news wire. So it's really current information. They've got related images as well, so that is really neat. Also in the middle, they've got in some videos. And just going back up to see, you've got, this is your hit count here, 250,000 articles. That's a lot of articles. So over here on the right side, you can refine your search. You can click full text. I thought that used to be always click, but maybe they've changed a bit. It brought it down a little bit, not much. But here on the side, you can either change the date, you can either type in the year and see if that brings down our results. Yeah, a little bit. Or you could also toggle it. You use this toggle to move it as well. Let's see if that helped. I think our internet's being really slow today. But you can also limit here more. You can do it in the news, magazines, trade publications. And it's really nice that you can see the number that's on the side that comes up. Also some more ways to do it as well. So all kinds of ways to limit your information and help refine what you're looking for. You can also, down here as well, do it by topic and also by language. And also you can click on by database as well, and you can hit show more to see all the databases. And again, it shows you what the hit count is, so that's really a very good handy tool. So let's back up and try another search. Let me just go back, hit new search. Let's say, I know, Indianapolis. Again, 2 million. So as you can see, lots of ways to limit it on the sides. And also up here at the top, sometimes you'll find a research starter. This just gives you some basic information, so if someone needs to, again, get help with their topic, they can get a little bit of background information. So that's handy. And let me do one more search real quick. Just do Johnny Appleseed. Again, it shows you the newswires. Well, he's probably not that popular, but 781 days ago he was in the newswires. So again, related images, really nice. So you can see how you can get lots of information on all kinds of topics. Oh, another good thing to see as well, say Johnny Appleseed, because he's related to Indiana. We've got information here that pulls from the Indiana memory, which is kind of a digital information that we'll show you a little bit more. Actually, I'll just show you now. We'll click on that. Oh, I got the wrong one. Hold on just a second. I was trying to get to Indiana memory. So Indiana memory is a lot of information that we've put together, digitized pictures, all kinds of artifacts. You can actually see collections across the state of Indiana by either the statewide collections here, Conner Prairie has a lot, or you can come over here and click on the different counties. So say click on Marion County here. Different counties have a lot of information, others not so much. I pick on Daviess County down here. That's where I grew up. I know they don't have anything. That's okay. They just haven't had time, it looks like, to put together some information. But you can look around across the state to see what all people have digitized and put into this Indiana memory. Also down below, Hoosier State Chronicles. We have digitized a lot of historical newspapers. So you can click on here and actually see some historic newspapers about Johnny Appleseed, since that was our topic. And it highlights what you typed in here in yellow, so you can see when he is mentioned. Something to think about too with the Hoosier State Chronicles, when they digitize it, they do it by OCR, which is optical character recognition. Sometimes it doesn't quite over here on the side get the type right. So people actually can sign in to help clean up the OCR over here. So if you ever want to do that, you can actually register over here and log in to do that if that's something you like to do. So just a side note. All right, we'll go back over here. Are we doing okay so far? Anybody has any questions over what we've covered?
It was a couple questions, but Beth answered.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Beth. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the publication title search. Even though I could have done it up there, I'm just going to go back to the beginning. Publication title search, I really like this. So if you know you need, I'll just showcase People magazine real quick. You can go directly to the magazine. A lot of popular magazines, we've got, like, say, again, People. We've got even Consumer Reports on here. So if, you know, Consumer Reports is missing, or if you have an article missing from your People magazine, you can actually find it here on Inspire. So up here, when you click on this People, it just brings you to the publication information. What you'll want to go to do is probably down here below under the full text access, and it shows you what the dates are that's covered. I often just go to the master file Premiere and go directly to the magazine. And what's cool about this, it's got all the issues here on the side. You can click onto them. If you click on, say, September, we'll find out what the most recent one is. We've got already September the 12th is on here, so it's really up to date. Once you click on that, on the date, it brings this up, and there's two different choices you can do, and they both work a little different. The HTML full text is what I'll show you first. I'm going to click onto that. It actually brings up the article just in text. But what it does, it doesn't look really fancy, but what you can do, say you have someone who can't see very well, so that you can actually listen to this. It won't work here today. You can try that on your own, but if you hit the listen, you can see it's going to go through the actual article and highlight what it's talking about. So you see how it's moving. You can also change the settings. You can do the speed, slow, medium, or fast. You can also tell it not to highlight the text. You can change the colors. So again, really versatile. You can change it a lot of different ways to help someone. You know, or if you've got an ESL student who needs help, this might be a good thing to do. Also, on a side note, you can read it or have it read to you in different accents. Don't know why they chose these three, but we've got American, Australian, or British. Anything in British I will listen to. So,
You have a question.
oh, got a question here.
Orton wants to know can you show us how to browse a specific magazine, the entire magazine?
Yes, I believe you can do that. Let me do that in just a second. Let me back out and show you the PDF real quick. So with the HTML, you've got the choices to be able to listen to it. Let me show you the PDF real quick. This is what's so cool about the PDF. It's actually the magazine scanned in full color. Even the ads are there. And a little bit more, on the side when you're in the PDF, you can actually click on, for some reason it brings up this chatter first in People. You can see who's on the cover. You can also, this band here in the middle, the pages, when you click on right now, chapters 1 through 5 is on, actually, and then the next one, if you click on the next 6 through 10, it just changes these. So you can see the different articles. So you can just you can actually go through the whole magazine. So let's back up. So we'll just click on Gene Wilder, so it brings up that article. So again, really nice so you can see the actual magazine. Again, I know when I was in school, oftentimes people would rip out pages. This is a great alternative. So let me back out and see. You can, when you clicked on People magazine, after we did the publication title search and it brought up this, you can actually search within the publication. That was our question. Let's see what we want to put in. David Letterman. Since he's from Indiana. So he has been in People magazine 3,461 times. or somehow referenced. So that is, again, a really good feature to be able to search within the magazine title that you're looking at. Okay.
And I think he said he wanted to see how to browse the
Ha-
entire, browse the magazine.
Browse the magazine. Let me go back. Okay. Maybe I didn't quite understand.
Yeah, he wants to browse a specific magazine, the whole magazine.
Oh,
So maybe.
so to browse the magazine, again, I hit the publication title search. I typed in what I was looking for. Went down to Master File Premiere. Again, just choose the issue that you want to look at. We'll just do another one. We'll do an August one. Click on the date. So once you're here, I think it's best just to go. You could either do, if you need to read the actual article, just have it HTML full text, you could do that, or you could do the PDF full text. So I guess this is the only way to browse it really, is to, when you're looking at these different pages here, so you just have to click through the 1 through 5, the 6 through 10. If that, is that helping? Does that make sense? I guess it doesn't really, you can't really flip through it like a magazine. You can do it by what they've got here, this the pages up here. Does that help answer the question? Hopefully that answered it.
He's typing now. Yes.
Okay, great. All right, we'll just go back and we'll try a new search. I'm going to show some other things. We'll just go to databases A to Z, and I'm going to show you some different databases. I always forget the ebook one. I'm going to go up here to find the name of the ebook one. EBSCO ebook collection. We have ebooks of over 6,000 ebooks on here. So if you click on that, then you can type in what you're looking for. So I'll just put in dogs. Hit search. And they actually have the books on here. So you click on the PDF full text. And again, just like the magazines, it looks just like the book. And it's nice, it's here on the side, it's got your table of contents, your introductions. You could go through to find the specific chapter you want, also the index, or you could read directly from the book. And I think I clicked too quickly. I think our internet's having a little trouble today. So there we go. So you can actually read the book here online. It's like it's got some introductions here. There we go. So again, if you don't happen to have a book in your library, you could actually go here and see if there's something on the topic that a patron's looking for.
Beth wanted to know, are the books primarily nonfiction or are there fiction books also?
That's a good question. I'm assuming they're nonfiction. Let me go back and see if it says in the description. It says multidisciplinary books. Topics include college and career development, health, medicine, and business. So probably not fiction. So yeah, that's a great question.
Gordon has a question. Can we access newspapers.com?
Yes, we can. Let me go ahead and go back to that. Or actually, you see, maybe it's not newspapers.com. Let me click on that real quick. Under Hoosier State Chronicles, we've got newspapers. Maybe it's not. No, it's newspapers.com that are older papers. Maybe it's not quite the same as what you're thinking of. These are more historical papers. This would be really good for genealogists. You can also sign in and save your articles when you're looking at them. So I think it might be a little bit different than the one. Are you thinking more current information, newspapers.com? Let me just double check under the databases A to Z. we've got a newspaper source plus that has full text to more than 40 national and international newspapers. So maybe we don't.
You do have newspaper.com.
But newspaper.com was the Indiana State Library one. So, but we do have this newspaper source plus. So maybe that's a good alternative for what you're thinking of.
Oh yeah, this is on the list of databases. Newspapers.com isn't hyperlinked, and that's probably why.
Yeah, because it's not hyperlinked because it's there on the front page because it doesn't really work well with the discovery search here in the middle. Let me go back here to databases A to Z just to highlight a few other databases that you may not know about. I always have a lot of fun with the Hobbies and Crafts Reference Center. So you can find things on arts and crafts, collecting, needlepoint, all kinds of artsy type things. So let's just type in autumn. And so you can actually find, hopefully I'll click on the right one. A lot of times these will give you instructions and step-by-step to any of the crafts that you're looking at. So here is a pretty quilt. Just go through that, and it does definitely show you what you need to put this quilt together and how to put it together.
That's pretty.
So again, all kinds of crafty things on here. So that'd be great for your crafters that come to your libraries, or also for any program ideas possibly, either for adults, teens, or for your maybe summer reading club for the kids. So you can find all kinds of craft information. And also as well as home things, like you could probably find how to can, how to play different games, and there is a specific one on kids crafts. So all kinds of topics. Let me click on one other fun one really quick. Down below that is the Home Improvement Reference Center, which is really handy. Again, you can do the same thing. You can browse by category. So let's say plumbing. I always pick on plumbing. Say you've got a really bad problem, and hopefully you don't have this problem that you have to use this at your libraries. You can actually find out what to do if you have a clogged toilet.
I should have used that when my sink was backed up.
So it doesn't have any bad pictures. I've already looked at this a few times. So but it's kind of cool that it shows you the actual what it looks like inside your toilet. So if you're having problems, I don't see a person having this next to them if they're having a problem with their facilities. But again, it's on here. Say you don't have a book on this subject, or if you're at home, the library's closed, people can come here to look for this type of information. Let's just go back and even do a search. Let me back up. Say how to build a garden shed. Again, you can't necessarily have everything in your library sometimes, so you can find out how to build a garden shed. Again, I apologize, it's being so slow. So it shows you what materials, again, just the same as if you're doing a craft, it shows you how to actually build a shed. So that would be a good, I don't know, I know a lot of times I had people asking me, how do I build a treehouse? How do I build a garage? How do I build? So again, if you didn't have the books in your library at the time, this is a nice alternative. Okay, so let me back out of those. What I'm going to do next is show you, we were down in databases A to Z. I'm going to switch over here to databases by subject. So just to look at some of the student ones, again, we've got the student search K through 6 and the student search 6 through 12. I'm just going to click on, say, Explora for high schools. And they've also got one for the the younger kids, they look really basically the same. It's just a little bit more, this groups it more for databases for this age group. So say, again, we did Johnny Appleseed earlier. Let me type in Johnny Appleseed, just see how many we get, how many hits. Can't remember if we've got, how many did we get? 21,000, I think the first time when we did it in the discovery search. This one brings it down to 283, so it's a little bit more reasonable maybe for someone who may, so it wouldn't be as overwhelming. And these are all, again, geared more toward this age group. Also, you can do it by lexile range as well. You can click on that so you can see the difference, the different hits that are under the categories, different lexile ranges. And it does the same thing again with the HTML text versus the PDF. You can actually click on it and see the article on the PDF, or have it read to you, or just read it in the HTML. This one's not a really beautiful one, but again, you see that they have scanned it. Let me back up. Let me click on the HTML just to show you something I didn't show you earlier. On all of the EBSCO ones, they've got these tools on the side here. You could actually add these to a folder. So if you signed in here with the email and a username, you could actually save it into your folder. So if someone's doing a lot of research, they can get back to what they've saved in their folder. You can print it, email it, save it, and also cite the articles. So if you click on Cite, on Explorer, I believe it gives you about 9 different options. So you got the APA is of note, let's see, MLA. So it actually shows you how to do the citation. So you can copy and paste, they could copy and paste that into their bibliography if they need to. So let me back out of that. So other things.
Orton has a question.
Oh, okay.
Can you create multiple folders? Or does it just one folder?
I think it's just one folder when you're using the Explorer ones for EBSCO. And then when you're in Gale, it's a totally different thing. And I'm going to show you some Gale databases as well. But I believe it's only one folder. Also, let's see, let me see more here. Points of View Reference Center. Let me click on that. Is one of the new ones that we just added to our list of databases. So with the Points of View Reference Center, you can go here. It shows you some hot topics in the news, or you can also browse by category. So let's just pick anything. Let's see, how about Arctic drilling? So again, it gives you an overview. You can also do the listing as well. But over here on the side, something to note is the point and also the counterpoint. So when you click on that, you can find information on one side of the topic, and then click it to find information on the other side of the topic. So then let me click the counterpoint. So that'd be a good thing for your pro and con essays or debates.
Doug has a question.
Okay.
I think he says, is there a database in Inspire which gives the list of all the popular current magazines and periodicals, such as Consumer Reports, Time, etc.?
They do, actually. It's under EBSCO. Let me see if I can back up to, I think, the front page. I did have that URL. If I can't find it right now, I'll be sure to send it to you with your URL or with your LEUs. When you click on the question mark here on the side, it gets you to the EBSCO help page. But I believe that is not here. Let me get you that later. That is a very good question, because they do have a link that shows you all of their magazines by each, like say Master File Premier. It shows you all of their magazines. I'm thinking that one is about, gosh, I can't remember if it's between 16 and 20,000 titles. I might be totally wrong. I can't remember. I haven't looked at that for a while. But you can actually get a list and then, look at it against what you have. I'm not recommending necessarily getting rid of magazines, but it would be nice just to know if you need to know that. But definitely, yeah, I will send that to you guys. Great question. Okay, well, let me now switch gears. I'm going to go over here and look at some of the Gale databases. Oh, I want to back out here. Databases by A to Z. I just know that biography and context is one of the Gale databases. Click on that. So this is a really popular one to use for, again, like if someone needs to find something on a certain person and you don't have a book in the library, that often happens. You can also on here, if you do an advanced search, you could click on ask, I think you have to hit under person search, place of birth. So if someone knows they have to find someone who was born in Spain, born in Norway, you can click that in and find those people. You could also do it by occupation. Again, down here, nationality, ethnicity, all kinds of ways to search for somebody. Again, that was under advanced search, and then you had to click on person search to get to that. Let's go back to the front page there. This is where also at the top you see sign in with Google. You could do it that way or with Microsoft. And also one other thing to note, there is shared to Google Classroom. So if any of your students or teachers are using that, they can also do that from here as well. But the cool thing about signing in with either of these, like I know with Google, once you find a topic, let's just click on somebody. When you click on the person, it gives you a little bit of information here on the top. Also tells you the different things that they're featured in on the site on this page. Down below is where it gets you the actual articles. So let's click on an article. On the side over here, it's kind of similar to EBSCO, but you can get the citation as well. You can email it. You can save it. When you're in Gale, you can actually save it to Google Drive. I think it's not going to let me do it right now, but if you hit save, it'll put it, let me show you real quick. If you hit more, it'll put it in your folder. Though the extra, you do actually have to take an extra step here with Gale. You'd need to be signed into Google and you'd have to download it. When you click download, it will actually put it into your Google Drive directly. But say a student is doing their research, they put a whole bunch of stuff in their folder. If they click out to do something else, if they didn't download it, they're going to lose what they saved. So just something to know how that works. Once you actually hit download, if you're logged into your Google account, it will make a biography in context folder on your Google Drive, and it'll put all of your biography in context saved searches, download searches right into that folder. And I think Microsoft works very similar as well. And this is a new feature. Microsoft, they must have just added that this past year. We didn't have it last fall. It'll also let you highlight articles, and it'll save your highlighting as well. Something a little different, when you hit translate, it'll actually, when you click on these different, it doesn't have a lot of different languages, but it'll actually read it to you in that language to listen to it. But it didn't do that in the EBSCO. EBSCO only reads it to you in English, but it will do this in Gale. I know that's a lot of information, but that's basically how a lot of the Gale databases work. And we're getting close to the end. We got 15 minutes left. Let me go through some other ones real quick. Teachingbooks.net, let me highlight that one. This is really great for public libraries and definitely for teachers, that you can find information on all kinds of authors, but it's mostly for the younger school age authors, like the young adult. There's some young adults and also some children's books on here. But they have information about the authors. Also, something that's really neat is the audio name pronunciation. If you don't know how to pronounce an author, you can click on that. They've got lesson plans and book guides, book trailers. They've even got, I think, some do have links to questions if you're needing to get questions for a book discussion. So all kinds of information. They've got also Indiana book lists, readers' theater scripts. There is just tons of information on here. It's a really good resource to know about. Go over the Testing and Education Reference Center. This is a Gale product. When you click, you can see the different high school tools. It's even got the new one for Indiana, the task test. Can't say that very easily. When you click on that, it'll actually bring up your practice test, so that they can, again, they'd have to sign in with a username and a password. Just think about if you're helping your students with this, they might try to, if they know they like Google, maybe use a Google one for everything. They could use a Google password to get into their, the Turk. They could use it for their EBSCO ones. They could use it for Gale. Just something to think about to make it easier for the students. So they could do the practice tests that are either timed or untimed. Sometimes over here on the side, it'll actually get you to the book. This one, the task does not have the book because it's a different, I think it's McGraw-Hill is the publisher. So it's not on here. But let's just go over here back to the high school tools, say that, or actually I'll just go to college prep. You can hit the, let's say you're going to go look at the SAT. That one actually does have the book here on the side, the Master of the SAT book. So we'll click on that, and you can actually read the book. It's just like an ebook. So you can click on that, and it'll bring it up. And I guess to be able to do that, though, you'd have to log in. So just something to be aware of. They need to log in. Again, a free username and a password. Also, with the Testing and Education Center, with the college prep, they can build a resume. It really does a pretty good job of making a resume. You can actually send it to yourself. You can send it to somebody else. Scholarship search, and college searches, they can really refine their information about scholarship needs and college needs, that they can help, maybe that'll help find the college that they want to go to. Career tools, a lot of things on careers as well. ASVAB is on here, the book as well, and the test. So I know a lot of times the ASVAB disappears off the shelf. But we also have things on the real estate tests, postal tests. I think the nursing test too, right? There it is, medical nursing. And then skip over here to grad school. So we've got grad school as well, GMAT, and also the college search as well as the scholarship search. And also international. So you can take the U.S. citizenship test, TOEFL test. Again, all kinds of great information on the Testing and Education Reference Center. Let me back out of there. So before we go further, let me I guess we already went over the Hoosier State Chronicles, the newspapers.com. I think that is a quick overview of what you can do. Let me have you do something really quick. Let me go back to my PowerPoint.
Sarah, we don't have ParaPro for school assistants, do we?
Have what?
ParaPro, have you heard of that?
ParaPro. Would that be a database?
I think so. This was a question by Sarah.
I don't see it listed. What? Maybe you could tell us some more information about that?
Oh, it's a test that some school employees have to take.
Oh, well, let me go back to that. Let me see real quick. School employees. I don't know if that's on there. Career tools. Maybe it's not.
Don't look like
Yeah, it looks like we don't have that one. Well, let me go back here to the beginning. We'll just take a few questions real quick. Is there any other are there any other questions you have about Inspire? I know it was a really quick tour of it, and there's so much more I didn't talk about. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the last. I have another question before we leave. So we're going to bring the last poll over. So after finding out about all these different resources, what database do you think you will most likely use? So this is just an open-ended question. So hopefully you can see the question, you just click on that.
Julie wants to know, can you sample Rosetta Stone?
Yeah, let me see if I can get into that. I think with Rosetta Stone, you also have to have a username and a password, and I'm getting my phone real quick just to make sure I have the right password to get into that. Just 1 second.
Academic, somebody says that they've been using it at USI through Inspire forever. They've been using Academic Search Premier.
Great. So we have a lot of different things that people use it for. Great. Let me go back over to the live search, back to Rosetta Stone. Click on that. So you do have to sign up for a username and a password. So it'll bring you to this, and it tells you up at the top here, first time user, and actually when you've already gotten into it, you can do this. So let me make sure I get right information. So once you do that, you can choose the language that you want to learn. I'll just click on French and sign in. And it launches the Rosetta Stone, and it gives you reports. I have not used it a lot, so it's not going to have a lot of information on it. But it really is it really immerses you in their in the language. This may not work right now because I'm not sure with the setup. What it's going to do is set you up and have you test your microphone, because it wants you to actually, when it shows you the word, you also speak back to the word as well, just to see how you're doing with pronunciation. But if you take the Rosetta Stone webinar, that's really good. Actually, I might take it again just to see if I missed anything. But you click on it, gender, female or male. But the interesting thing here is you can, sometimes if you're a female and you have a cold that day, your voice might go down a little lower. She said when I was in the webinar, you might actually click on the male voice instead. So it just depends what kind of voice you have. Even if if a male with a higher voice, you might check female. Also with child, it might depend on how old the child is as to if they click on child or if they do, male or female. So just something to think about. I think I'm not going to go ahead and go further with this because it really does require a little bit more setup on your own to do it. But it gives you, when you're going through it, it gives you pictures that you click on just to see how it'll say the word, and then you click on it. So it's really visual and also auditory. So again, it really immerses you in that language. So that's just a teeny little snippet about it. Hopefully that helps. And I believe it does save your progress, and it'll show you how you're doing in the, they'll have a line of how far you're getting in the actual learning that language. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Do you have any other questions?
Got somebody typing here.
All right. Okay, we're just waiting to see what comes up. Maybe we've got multiple people typing.
Rosetta Stone is cool. I tried it out the other
Did
day.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kim's tried a little bit more than I have, maybe, Rosetta Stone. So again, I'll try to get your LEUs out to you. Hopefully, we say within 30 days. I'm hoping it'll be a lot sooner than that. I'll give you the link to the recording. Also, I'll find the information on the EBSCO, the periodicals. And we have another question?
Brenda's question, she says, there's so much information and it all has value. Does anyone have any ideas about how to best market Inspire to patrons?
Best market. We have at the Indiana State Library actually a lot of pencils. We have bookmarks, stickers. We can send them to you. Posters. I'm not sure exactly where to send that. You could actually just send it if you know you want some. Just send me an email. Let me bring up my last page. We can send you that through Info Express. So if you do need that, that's a great way to do it. Put it in your newsletters would be a great way to do it. Say if you're on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, somewhere, you could do it all kinds of ways, I'd say.
And then they can also add it to their websites too.
Definitely add it to your website. Probably a really great place is to put it on your front page. And we do have icons. When you go to our page, you can click on the logo and save the logo. Maybe another thought is when people check out books, I know sometimes you can add a little information to the receipt, maybe add a blurb about Inspire.
I love Becky's idea. She said teach people about it while helping them find answers to questions and then hand them a bookmark.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And actually we're starting to toy with an idea, not toy, but I have another library I'm going to pair with. I'm actually developing this. We're going to try to maybe put a kit together like a Train the Trainer. So I'm going to put together something that I can give you guys the slides and also maybe the script so that, and you guys could then train. Maybe you guys could do a training at your library for your patrons, you know, training for parents or homeschoolers, your senior people, kids going to college or teenagers. So maybe you could do targeted groups as well to do sessions on how to use Inspire.
Yeah, you've got somebody already said they'd be interested in the Train the Trainer.
Okay. So I'm going to try that this fall with another library. So hopefully we'll get that off the ground, if not this fall, next year, early next year. So just let me know. Again, send me an email and I'll make a note of that.
Dwayne said it would be wonderful to have a training kit to showcase to the homeschoolers.
That'd be great. Great. Yeah. And it's really easy when you're putting together one of these Inspire webinars or training sessions. You could just easily do it, you know, choose the databases that you think you want to highlight for each group. It's really pretty easy to do. Again, there's so much on there, of course, but okay. Any other questions or comments?
Just thank yous coming in.
Okay. Well, I guess we have a couple more minutes, so we'll stay here for a couple more minutes if anybody else has questions. Again, I'll get those LEUs out to you and information. Hopefully, again, earlier than 30 days.
Okay.
So I thank you, and I thank Kim for being here, watching the chat box, and for all your great questions and comments.
Thank you.